I played this matchup quite a bit as Norska. Frontline, you're definitely going to want the Marauder champions.
I'm not sure about the champion, they're quite expensive, but they can work.
Because otherwise, you're just not going to have the punch needed to break through them.
You can also do Berserkers, because they beat Saurus, and they can basically kill Temple Guard with some small spell support.
Aaron, is there, besides the Temple Guard and the Solar Engines, what's the, is there anything else specifically that gives you problems? Like, I kind of want to just take the, whatever you have that is tough.
I think a lot of the problem is that Lizardmen can bring a wide range of stuff that I have to deal with. And when I play Norska, I have a tendency to bring a very specific front line, and I just kind of edit it a bit. So I'm kind of throwing a very generic build almost against a very wide variety, and it doesn't really work well a lot of the times. So even when I am facing the Temple Guard, a lot of the issues come from the fact that I might not even be facing them. I could be facing Saurus frontline instead, and then I don't have enough utility to deal with all the other stuff they bring instead. So it's just kind of a wide variety.
All right, well, yeah, I think I'm just going to stick with, just for this battle, the Temple Guard and the Solar Engines sort of build.
Okay.
I think one thing you can count on in every Lizardmen army is just tons and tons of armor. So maybe try to focus at least that one part of your build on just countering that.
Contender, ready!
Back in just a second, folks. Need to get some throat lubricant.
Man, my eyes are burning.
Obviously, he means guava juice.
Maybe a
Because
taco?
everyone lubricates with guava juice. That is exactly what guava juice is for.
You could be talking about a taco.
Years old, younger than me. Oh, I don't understand it.
Oh, no.
The missus is really confused.
What was that shot from the Solar Engine?
You just friendly fired a Temple Guard.
That's par for the course.
You might want
That poor Temple Guard did not ask for that.
It's not just him.
It was
It's
two of
his
them.
friend got lost too.
Oh no!
There's
Not
like
Billy
a
and
slight
Jeff.
hill.
I mean, I've seen Stegadons shoot each other, no, Bastildons shoot each other before, but that was something new.
Yeah, I mean, the worst one I've ever seen was probably a Bastillodon that straight up killed Krokgar through friendly fire. Yeah, that happened. I saw it.
Yeah,
Now you just hit some
Perfect.
chameleon skinks.
Guys, I'm a pro
They're
player,
all right.
okay?
Only 3 died.
I think that Bastildon may serve the Dark Gods. Not sure though.
It's a
I mean-
corrupted Bastillodon.
Here's the thing, a little known fact about the Lizardman dinosaurs like Steganons and Bastillodons. They're not herbivores in the lore, they're omnivorous. They will eat flesh.
Mm.
Don't ask me why they made that decision, other than...
Wait, who are?
The Bastillodons and Stegadons, they don't just eat vegetation, they will eat flesh.
Oh, well, that sounds Warhammer-like.
Of course
Yep.
it is. Everything in Warhammer has to eat stuff, eat other people.
Mm.
Even
What
though-
was
Orcs
that
are
cat?
people, so Orcs
Oh
doesn't
my
count.
God.
Oh dear.
That did happen.
I take it that was a misclick.
Yeah, that was definitely a bad misclick too. That just happened.
Don't worry.
Oopsie.
Man, the ground deserved it. It knew what was coming to it. It
Did
knows what it
really,
did.
though? Did it really? What happened there? Some profane ritual? Actually,
Yes.
no.
Yeah, possibly. Oh god, why did
Actually,
I leave
no,
Wolfkin
it was
there?
a
I hate this.
Yeah. Hold on, it was the metal sorcerer
That
cast
happens
that
so
meant
Wolfric.
often.
Oh no.
What
Yeah, that
happened?
does happen a lot when I play.
Where is Wolfric?
He is currently injured. That's what happened.
Oh yeah, letting it from. How did that happen?
I forgot he was in Temple Guard. That's
Oh, dear.
pretty much.
Ah,
Yeah.
Yeah. You met the fate of my Stegadon from the last game, and it was eek.
Wow, those skin wolves are just not having a fun time.
yeah, skin wolves, they're good against large, but for some reason they just don't seem to work against Lizardmen because of all that fire damage.
It's fire damage. It's the terror. It's the super heavy armor. Or
Oh, you,
something.
you can bring one.
Oh.
I like
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, I like one, but not really much more.
Yeah.
I played one game where I went heavy on the skin wolves, and my opponent had just lots and lots of salamanders, and he just wrecked me.
I love
Wait,
salamanders.
but shouldn't you wreck the salamanders because they can't protect them?
Well, he could protect them. That's the problem.
Oh, not today, buddy.
Kinda, sorta, maybe though.
Not
They
the
put-
Bastillodon. Save the Bastillodon.
Yeah, he's probably fine.
No.
And with all that fire support,
He simply doesn't deserve life. It's fine.
they're tough though. I mean, Fimir have magic resistance, don't they? So, oh no, I don't think they do.
You both got a few units on the outskirts doing not a lot.
No, but they do have missile resist. So
That's true, and very heavy armor for monstrous infantry. Actually, I think Fimir are probably the most heavily armored monstrous infantry in the game.
What's their
I
armor?
got 110.
110.
Armor
Yeah.
trolls would have liked to share this place because now they have a wheel. Okay.
I don't understand some of the things that CA have put in this game, and it just was, and they've left out so much stuff that wasn't even in the tabletop. Like they've put in stuff that wasn't in it, and they've left stuff out that was in it.
Just don't beat
Yeah,
yourself up.
it was really bad. I don't think any unit got to do what it was supposed to do. I had really bad mismicrosm with my heroes. It was a shit show in totality.
I think that if I might interject, I would actually rather hear you say what you think you did well.
Well, that
because-
will require me to have something to do well.
Well,
the problem was
be introspective,
yeah.
you know.
I was thinking, I really wish I got better engagements in the front because Fimir, if I had to say anything I did well, I had a couple of good sea fangs on the Temple Guard, which did more damage than the Berserkers. Yeah, even then, I did try to get most of my magic used up, which counts, except for that one bad Searing Doom. So that's something. I think it was a lot of me just choosing really bad battles throughout the thing. My javelins were focusing down the Bastillodon, but then it pulls back, so the javelins walked into the front line, and I didn't micro them out. So there's a bunch of things I could have fixed.
Yeah, maybe more plagues of rust, like when you're fighting the Temple Guard with the Berserkers.
Yeah,
I'm just not sure how good the Searing Doom is. I don't know.
I agree. I think Plague of Rust's your real kind of ace card there, especially with the javelins. Like if you Plague of Rust overcast on some Temple Guard, even you can javelin them down like really quickly.
Well, I think you like having two spells other than just Plague of Rust, and I think you don't want Final Transmutation because you don't have enough Winds of Magic to do that. So, like, I bring Searing Doom and Plague of Rust, and you just cycle them. Because you need more than just one spell.
I brought Searing Doom, Plague of Rust, and Lead.
Yeah,
but
I just bring Searing Doom and
Yeah.
Rust. But that's just because he doesn't have magic regen.
Yeah, the thing with bringing the what I'd call second-rate casters, you know, just as a secondary hero, is a lot of the primary ones like Gelt and well, just most of them have access to Arcane Conduit, which gives you extra winds of magic, and some of them have greater Arcane Conduit, which gives them even more. So it kind of does. I mean, I imagine you could bring certain spells with the Law of Metal caster, but it does tend to. But you probably won't get so many casts off of it compared to, say, Mazda Mundi.
I mean, I really like the build, and I'm fine. I like Metalcaster. I mean, I would literally just remove the Fimir Miststalkers for a Mammoth, and it's maybe add some Skirmish Cav or something is all I would do.
Yeah, I don't know how well I could deal with a Mammoth.
I would probably add at least one unit of hounds to be able to chase stuff away.
But you can, if you have Skirmish Cav, you could do it with them too. It depends on
Yeah.
if you have that.
How do you guys feel this matchup between Wolfric and Frog?
Wolfric, I'd say, because Throg, just all that fire damage is going to destroy him.
Well, I mean, Thor can still do really well. I mean, it's not like Lizardmen have they don't have melee fire damage. It's all ranged fire damage, and it's not really big burst fire damage. I don't think it's too big of a deal. Like Hand of the Gods can hurt Throg, but he can also dodge it, and it can sometimes miss because it's wonky. Solar engines can pressure him, but it won't do too much. Salamanders don't do the best for small targets. They'll do good damage, but then they're shooting at Throg and not other things, and they might get compromised because they're not the fastest. It's just that mammoths are really good. But Throg is also decent, but it's... I mean, I think they're both decent. I just like mammoths better because they're really good versus infantry.
You want
Either way, your lord is probably going to get shot. So it's just whatever you feel more comfortable microing in that sort of situation.
So the reasoning behind bringing Wolfric especially is because whenever I play lizards, 9 times out of 10 you're facing a large lord or hero. And the javelins and Wolfric's Hunter Champions gives you minus 48 speed and minus 30 armor. So javelins can pretty much cut down anything, give it enough time. And the Hunter Champions helps lots with that. And I just really am not comfortable using Throg. Maybe that's something I should learn how to do, but I just don't use him that often.
Well, the distinction between the two of them is more so how actively that they have to be involved in the battle. Wolfric, of course, for the price that you should be taking him at, is no less than 2,600, and will on average be about 28 something. So in comparison to Throg, who you can take at a price point of around 1,600, or if you decide to take the Wintertooth Crown, puts him at 18 to 1,900 if you also choose to take Fight or Die. This puts you in more of a price range where you can use him more defensively, whereas for Wolfric, because he encompasses such a large portion of your funds, you're forced to use him and forced to sacrifice some of his hit points as part of every engagement that you take. So it's a little bit of a difference in like build direction there. For what you have in particular, I think that Throg actually synergizes best.
But yeah, Throg's not to be slept on. He hits very hard, if nothing else, and he's not a... I mean, he is a lumbering brute, but he's not a plodder. What's Throg's speed? He's at
56
speed. And does Throg have frostbite?
Yes, he does. So the advantage of having him is he's shorter than most of the lizardman monsters, so you can safely shoot over him, whereas Wolfric, you might just pepper him with your own javelins. And then also, since you have all of these disposable funds for your own anti-infantry, you can get away with more of a focused anti-large lord, and then due to the interaction with your javelins, you're a little bit more free to fire as you will. Because it does happen sometimes as you're skirting your mammoth around that he'll eat the entire volley of javelins that was intended for something else, and he'll lose like 2,000 hit points randomly if you're not being careful.
I just think like Skinwolves plus Plague of Rust is the way to go, or maybe
I
stacked
think
with Hunter.
Well, I think if you're bringing Plague of Rust, you're synergizing it with either the Foot Javelins or Horsemen and Horsemasters. I bring Skinwolves sometimes. Like I might bring one Skinwolf, but it's just to protect my javelins with like another Marauder and the Skinwolf to fend from like a random cold one that you might see, or to jump on a Carnosaur because Carnosaurs don't have the most armor and they could surround them. But it's really, I only bring it as a defensive unit. I don't use it as an answer to my large units. I bring it as a defensive piece to protect other things. I wouldn't rely on them to kill large, other than Cold Wind Knights. But I don't think Cold Winds are the best here. They're okay, but it's just protect your jabs with them is how I use them.
All right, here I'm gonna drop in general chat a build from me against Viking, just for a reference.
Okay.
Just try it. It is Skinwolves. Like you saw a lot of like, oh no, don't take them because they are your best mobility you can have. They kill pterodons on a charge. They kill cavalry pretty well if you have to on like one or something. They like
double caster.
You can take ice trolls. You can take something else. Yes, the dual caster, both of them are Fimirs. It's just because I don't have Plague of Rust in this build. So you need something to help Throg beat things up.
Just to clarify, today is Lizardman Day, not Norska Day, right?
It is, but Arian wants to wants to know how to fight against the Lizardmen.
Okay.
So this
Okay.
this is still within the bounds of what this session is focused on.
You can drop second Femir for your Plague of Rustcaster because you still have 5 Javelins and 2 Skin Wolves. You can drop Skin Wolves for Trolls. You do want ROR Dogs because they're very balanced. Yeah, and if you have Javelin squad, you want champions to protect them, and that's about it. Like I would like to have my third champions, but couldn't afford it with my trash build. So yeah, if you lower one of Femir's just to a Plague of Rust mage, you can afford to take probably. Maybe not.
A general question, and that's and this could be relevant to you, Shadowvarian. What would you say is the more efficient option to go within this match, or any match for that matter? The javelins, the Marauder javelins / throwing axes, or Marauder horsemen? Which is the more effective option in these cases? In many of these cases, I've seen both be used to great effect.
I mean, they both require very different lineups you're bringing. For example, if you're bringing hunters and javelins, you're going to have to spend more money to actually guard and protect them. If you're playing with if you're playing greenskins, for example, I always bring horsemen because I don't expect my back line to hold on long enough to actually get any use out of them. So if you want to bring hunters and javelins, for example, you really need, like Felkon was saying, you need skin wolves or even something to just protect them. But if you're going for a more mobile build, you really want to focus on your horsemen.
Understood. Okay.
Come on, Hiles, Lizardmen, come on.
Yeah, that's what I need to know about.